Hello students, in this session we are going to learn how to accept a 2-digit number, that is a 8-bit number, and how to display it on the screen. So before going to that code, what basics are needed? First we will go through that. Here I have displayed the ASCII hex table. In this table, if you'll observe it properly, the first column is for decimal values, second column is for hex values, equivalent hex values, third column is equivalent octal value, and the fourth column, which has been represented in red color, these are the characters present on our keyboard. These are the characters present on our keyboard, right? So every character, every symbol, small letters, capital letters and small letters, every symbol has been covered here, right? Now, for this code, whatever we are going to accept input in terms of number or in terms of strings, we are going to consider the ASCII hex values from 0 to 9 and capital A to capital F. Since our hexadecimal number lies between 0 to 9 and capital A to capital F. Okay. So here if you'll see properly, let's see what is the ASCII hex value for the key 0 to 9 and for the keys capital A to capital F. Okay. So if you see it properly, the decimal ASCII value for 0 is 48. If you convert it to hexadecimal, you will get 30H. This is 48D and this is 30H. In the similar way, for 1 it is 31, for 2 it is 32, 3 it is 33, and up to 9 it is 39H, right? Next, for capital A it is 41H, for capital B it is 42H, for capital C it is 43H, and for capital F at the last it is 46H. See, we are considering capital letters in hexadecimal numbers. If you'll consider small a to small f while giving the input, by mistake, if suppose you type small a to small f, then the ASCII hex values of these alphabets, small letters alphabets, small a to small f, are different. See here, small a will be 61, small b is 62. So in the same way, up to f, small f, it is 66H. So while giving the input to such types of code, you are going to keep it in mind that we are going to accept capital A to capital F and avoid small a to small f. Are you getting it? Now, the same thing has been represented in this Excel sheet. The first column I have put for ASCII hex values, and these are the characters of our keyboard. So since we are going to work on hexadecimal number, so it lies between 0 to 9 and capital A to capital F. So for 0 we have 30H, for 1 we have 31H, then next for 2 we have 32H, for 3 we have 33H, capital A we have 41H, capital B we have 42H, capital F we have 46H. Okay. Again, one thing, if you'll observe this image properly, there are 7 special symbols present between 9 to capital A. So which are these special symbols present? Colon, semicolon, less than, equal to, greater than, question mark, at the rate. Okay, so I have represented in this sheet also 7 special symbols present between 9 to A, capital A, and these are the 7 special symbols, right? So which are these special symbols? Colon, semicolon, less than, equal to, greater than, question mark, and at the rate, right? Now, always you are going to keep it in mind whenever you are going to accept input through keyboard. At that time, whatever the key you will be pressing, the key's respective ASCII hex value will be stored into the register. So we are going to convert this ASCII hex value to hex, and after converting it into hex, we are going to put it into the register, right? Now, for display procedure, we are going to do the reverse thing. That is, we are going to convert a hex value which is present in the register into ASCII hex so that it will get displayed on the screen, right? So whenever we are giving input through keyboard, whenever any key has been pressed on the keyboard, then the respective ASCII hex will be stored. You have to convert that ASCII hex into hex, and for display you are going to convert this hex to ASCII hex to display on the screen. Now, first of all, I will show you the expected input what we are going to give and what is the expected output we are going to get. Then I will explain the whole code. So the compilation command is nasm-f elf64. elf64 stands for executable linkable formats, and A64-3, this is my file name. You can give any file name. Then next ld-o, file name space filename.o, and at the last the execution command. Now you're going to enter any 2-digit number here. Suppose I enter 56, right? So 56 got displayed, right? This is we are going to give any 2-digit number as an input, and you are going to display that 2-digit input whatever we have taken, right? Now again I will execute it. Now I will take some hexadecimal number, capital A and capital F. Yeah, it got displayed, right? If you take some small letters, suppose small a and D, right? So here some of the conversion part is, that means the ASCII hex value of A and D are not getting converted properly because of the ASCII hex values of small a and D, right? So let's go through the code. Now, here I have declared a macro known as scall. My macro name is scall. I am passing 4 parameters. That 4 parameters I am passing in RAX, RDI, RSI, RDX. After that I have calling the kernel using syscall, and I am ending a macro using assembler directive end macro, right? Then next in section.data I have declared 2 messages, M1 and M2. The first message is enter 2-digit number. This M1 is a variable name, DB is a defined byte, assembler directive, 10D is a line feed which is used to bring the cursor on the new line, 13D is a carriage return which is used to bring the cursor at the starting position of new line, right? Now I want to calculate the length of this string which has been stored in M1. So that calculated length I will be storing into one variable known as L1. I will be using a assembler directive equate. Then I will be calculating the length by $minus M1. So what is this dollar? Dollar is the end of the string and M1 is the starting address of the string. So in the similar way, I have declared the second message which is stored in M2 and calculated the length in L2, right? In M3 and L3, I have declared a space. So that a space will get displayed at the after displaying the numbers. Okay. Next, in section.bss, this BSS stands for block starting symbol. Right? Now, I have declared three variables here using reserve directives in which I am going to take input at runtime. Right? So, num reserve byte 20, array reserve byte 200 and char and answer reserve byte 60. Now let's see where we are going to use these variables in our code. The next section.text global underscore start underscore start. So whenever the assembler reads these keywords, assembler comes to know that the code has been started, right? So this is the comment, whatever I have written after semicolon, these are the comments. Now I call a macro to display the message which has been stored into M1. So for that I have used this first one, the first argument. It is for syswrite. Second argument is for file descriptor of standard output device, that is your monitor. M1 is the memory address location in which the string has been stored, and L1 is the length of the string which is stored in M1, right? Immediately after this, we are going to call the macro, again invoke the macro for sysread. So therefore I am using this first 0 for sysread, second 0 for file descriptor for standard input device, that is your keyboard, and I am storing the number, whatever I am accepting, a 2-digit number in num, right? So therefore how much digits I am going to accept? 2 digits plus the enter key. So therefore I have written here 3, right? Now whenever I am going to press a key on the keyboard, then the ASCII hex values will be stored, right? Now I will show here num suppose this is 10 bytes long, 20 bytes long. Then next we have array, suppose this is 200 bytes long, right? Now suppose I take a input 45, right? Input to the code is 45, right? So this, whenever I am pressing a keyboard key 45, so 4 will be pressed first and 5 will be pressed afterwards. So 4 will be stored as 34 and 5 will be stored as 35. So these are the ASCII hex values of 4 and 5, right? Now I got the ASCII hex value. Now I want to convert it from ASCII hex to hex. So for that I have written a procedure for conversion of ASCII hex to hex, and that procedure name is accept underscore proc, and I am calling this procedure using the instruction call, right? So call has only one operand and that operand is your procedure name. So what the assembler will do? It will transfer the control to accept proc, right? It will, from here, it will jump here, right? Now, since we are working in code segment, IP will be pointing to the next instruction after call, right? So this next instruction address will be pushed onto the stack, so that after executing this accept proc, see, in this procedure we have RET instruction. So whenever a value, whatever the value we will be returning from this procedure, after returning, where should we come again? Where should we return again? So that return address, whatever the IP was pointing to the next instruction after call, will be pushed onto the stack. So from stack, I will come to know that this is the return address. After accept procedure, I should return to the next instruction after call, right? So what is the next instruction here? Move RBP comma array. So we will return here, right? Now, so this call is within the same segment, therefore it is known as a near call. Why it is a near call? Because this accept proc is a procedure, function, subprogram, subroutine which is defined within the same segment. एक ही segment में define किया है, same code segment में, right? Next, so after jumping here, after the control has been transferred here, now I need a pointer to read the values which are stored in num, right? So for that I am taking here RSI, right? So the starting address of num will be put into RSI. So here RSI will be pointing to the first element of the num. Okay, next I have initialized RBX to 0, RAX to 0 and RCX to 2. Let's put the values here. RBX I have initialized 0, right? Then next RAX also initialized to 0 and RCX I have initialized to 2, since I am accepting only 2-digit number, right? Okay, now next, roll the content of RBX by 4 bits. Roll the content of RBL, rotate left the content of RBX by 4 bits. Now, what are the content of RBX currently? It is all zeros. Now, this most significant bit 0 will be rotated left to the least significant bit, and least significant bit will become the most significant bit, right? So after rotation, by 4 bits, right? So you will get all zeros, right? Okay, so after rotation, next, move the content of RSI into AL, right? RSI is pointing to the first element of the num, that is 34, right? So RSI is pointing to the first element of the num, that is 34. Sorry, it is 34, right? So AL will become 34H, right? AL will become 34H. Next, compare the content of AL with 39H. See, whenever we are doing this ASCII hex to hex conversion, keep it in mind, compulsory whatever the input we are taking, it should be in accumulator, right? So we have taken here the lower bit of the accumulator, that is AL, and we are going to compare it with 39H. The highest value is 9. 9 ASCII hex value is 39, right? So compare the value of AL with 39H. AL value is 34, compare with 39, right? So it is below 39. 34 is below 39. So jump if below or equal to label next, so the control will be transferred here, right? So what is the next instruction after this next label? It is subtract AL comma 30H. So how this subtract will work? AL equal to AL minus 30H, right? What is the current value of AL? It is 34H minus 30H. So I got here 04H. I got here 04H. Next, after that, add the content of BX. See, I got a single digit number which I pressed as 4, which is the hex value, and it is present in AX, right? So you are going to add with the content of BX. Currently the BX contents are 0, right? And store the result in BX. So BX equal to BX plus AX. What is the current content of BX? 4 times 0H plus 4H. So my BX content are 4H. I hope you are getting, all of you. Next, increment RSI, right? I have converted one number from ASCII hex to hex. So you are going to increment the RSI. So here RSI will point to the next element. This 34 has been converted to 4. This is the ASCII hex value. When we convert it, we got the hex value 4, right? Now RSI should move forward. It should point to the next element, right? Then next, after that, decrement RCX. Since we have converted one number, now RCX will become 1. Next, JNZ back. Since we want to repeat this procedure for 2-digit number, what we are going to do? We are going to observe the content of RCX, right? Unless and until all the 2-digit gets converted, will not come out of the loop, right? Now 1 digit is remaining. Whether the content of RCX is equal to 0? No. So therefore, jump if not equal to 0. What is the content of RCX? Now it is 1, right? Is it equal to 0? No. Jump if not equal to 0 to label back. So now here we will jump, right? Again now we will rotate the content of RBX by 4 bits. See, now the content of RBX is this much, right? So after rotation by 4 bits, what will become? The most significant 0 will come to least significant bit, right? Now, why we are doing this? Because we see, we have taken an input as 45. 5 is present at unit place and 4 is present at tens place, right? Now, whenever I press the key, first I have pressed 4 and then 5. So whatever after conversion from ASCII hex to hex, I got the 4 at unit place. So I have to make this 4 at tens place. So after rotation by 4 bits, now the 4 has come at tens position. See, if you observe here, it has come at tens position, and what is present at unit position? It is 0, right? Next, now move the content of RSI into AL. Now what are the current content of RSI? It is 35. So again AL will become 35H. AL will become 35H. Now compare with 39H. 35H compare with 39. It is below 39. So jump it below or equal to label next. Now subtract 30 from that 35H. So what we will do here? 35H minus 30. I got 05H. Right? Now add bx comma ax. Now add the content. Now what are the current content of bx? This is the current content of bx, that is 000. Sorry, the current context of content of bx is 0040H. So bx equal to bx plus ax 0040H plus 0005H. So what is the content of ax? It is 0005H. So after addition I got 0045H. See, जो हमने प्रेस किया था, whatever we have pressed through keyboard, we got the same hex value 45H. Okay. Now after that increment RSI and decrement RCX. So RSI will point to the next location, but it is a vacant. It is vacant, right? Now decrement RCX. It has become 0. It has become 0. Now since the content of counter resistor is 0, therefore we will not jump again to back. Jump is not equal to 0. Now it is equal to 0, so no need to jump to back, right? So whatever the value we got it into bx, whatever the value we got it into bx, we will return here, right? So the next instruction after call is move rbp comma array. So here array we have taken of 200 bytes and we need a pointer to read the contents or to put the contents in array. So therefore I have taken here rbp, right? Now suppose, now whatever bx value has been written, place it into rbp. Place it into rbp. So here 45H will be placed into rbp, right? Now here this array I have taken, if we want to accept multiple numbers in the array, right? So therefore I have taken this array. If you don't want to take, since we are working on this single number, if you don't want to take this array, you can directly put this rbx into the accumulator. Now why we are going to put it into accumulator, we will see in the display procedure, right? You can avoid these two steps if you don't want to take multiple numbers. If you are taking only single number, then immediately you can write move ax comma bx, right? Next, display the second message. What is our second message? The 2-digit number is, right? Next, after that, put the return value bx into ax and call the display procedure. Now in the display procedure we are going to do the conversion from hex to ASCII hex, right? जैसे we have converted, when we take a input we have to convert from ASCII hex to store into the processor register. In the same way, to display it on the monitor we have to convert from hex to ASCII hex, then only it will get displayed on the screen, right? So I have created a display procedure and I use call instruction to call this display procedure. So again this is within the same segment, so therefore it is a near call, right? And we will jump, the control has been transferred to this display procedure. So how we are going to define this display procedure? Name and colon. See here also accept proc and colon. You are going to give the name of the procedure, subprogram, subroutine or function, and you are going to write colon, right? After that the code will get started and you are going to write RET instructions so that it will return back to the main code, right? Next, here I have taken an array, a small variable known as char answer, right, of 16 bytes. We have allocated 16 bytes for this, and I have initialized this RCX to 2. Since we want to display 2-digit number, the count I have taken here RCX 2. Now let's see, let's put some char answer here. So this is again suppose of 16 bytes long. What pointer I have taken here? It is RBP. Okay, and I have initialized RCX again to 002H. Okay. Next, now roll the content of AL by 04H. We have copied the return value of BX into AX. So what is the current value of AX? It is 0045H. 0045H. Now what AL will have? It will have only 45H. सिर्फ 2 digit. This is 16 digit यानी 16 bit number AX. AX is a 16 bit register. We have 4 digit in that. Now I want only 2 digit, this 45. So therefore I have taken a 8 bit register AL and I have stored 2 digit number 45H into that, right? Now you are going to roll this. In display procedure, roll left the content of AL by 4 bits. See, whenever you take the input, at first you have pressed this 4. Whenever you want to display, the 4 should get displayed first, right? So after rotate left, after left rotation, I should write left rotation. After left rotation by 4 bits, the content of AL has become now 54H, right? 54H. Now after that, move the content of AL into DL. Move the content of AL into DL. Always keep it in mind, whenever we take an input through keyboard, it should be present in the accumulator. Whenever we want to display something on the screen, then that number or that input we have taken, whatever, it should be present in the data register, right? So what we will write here? The content of AL copied into DL, because whenever we want to display something, then that data should be present in the data register to be displayed. अगर डिस्प्ले करना है तो it should be present in data register. Okay, so DL has become 54H, right? After that, you compare, you add the content of DL with 0FH. Now DL and it with 0FH, right? So I am ANDing it with capital F. You are going to keep it in mind, we are ANDing it with capital F. Okay, now what is the content of DL? It is 45H. And with 0FH. What result I got? 05H. Right? So 45H is ANDed with 0FH, right? And I got 05H. Why I am ANDing here? To extract a single digit number, that is 5, right? Since while taking or while doing the accept procedure, we were converting single digit from ASCII hex to hex. In the same way, while displaying, we have to convert single digit hex to ASCII hex. Okay, next. Now I got, after ANDing, my number will be present in DL, right? So this is, first it was present in DL, again the result has been put into DL. Okay, next. Compare the content of DL with 09H. See, accept procedure, we have taken the ASCII hex value since we were converting ASCII hex to hex. Now at that time we have taken the ASCII hex value of 39H. Now here in display we are converting from hex to ASCII hex, so therefore we will consider 09H and we will compare the single digit whatever we have extracted. Now the extracted digit is 5, right? It is 54H ANDed with this 0FH, so I got 04H, right? Since I have taken input 4 first, it should get displayed first. Okay, sorry for this. Keep it in mind, after rotation we have copied into DL and we ANDed with 0FH. I extracted a single digit, that is 4 out of 54, right? Now you compare this 4 with 09H, it is below 9H, right? Jump if below or equal to label next one here. So what I will do, I will add 30H into this. So since this 04H is below 9, so what I will do, add DL equal to DL plus 30H. What I got now, 04H plus 30H. I got here 34H. So what is this 34H? This is the ASCII hex value of 4. This is the ASCII hex value of 4. So this DL, put it into RBP. What is this RBP? At where the char answer is pointing. Vacant location है ना यहाँ पे RBP. So here we are going to copy this 34H. Okay, next. Increment RBP. एक डिजिट को कन्वर्ट करके कॉपी हो गया. So we will be moving forward this pointer. Now it is again pointing to the vacant location, right? Next, decrement RCX. एक डिजिट को कन्वर्ट किया, so my RCX got decremented by 1. Next, jump if not equal to 0 to label of 3. Now we have put this code conversion of hex to ASCII hex in the loop, right? Since we are accepting displaying 2 digit number, तो ये 2 बार repeat होगा. If we want to display 16 digit number, then it will get repeated for 16 times, right? So the content of RCX is now 1. It is not equal to 0. So we will jump again here at up 3 label. Now again we will rotate the content of AL by 4 bits, right? Now what are my content of AL? It is 54H. Now AL will become, after rotation, first the content of AL is 54H, right? So after rotation, left rotation by 4 bits, the content of AL will become 45H. Right? Next, move the content of AL into DL. So DL में क्या आ जाएगा 45H. Now next after that and the content of DL with 0FH. This is 45H and it, and then here I got next digit, second digit extracted, second digit extracted. Now compare this with 09H. It is below 9H. So jump to label next. Jump if below or equal to label next 1. Right? So add 30 into that. Got 35H, which is the ASCII hex value of your 5, right? Now whatever the converted hex to ASCII hex value you got it in DL, put it into the RBP. RBP is pointing here, so put here 35H. Okay. After that, increment RBP. वहाँ पे put किया, then RBP will point to the next vacant location. Okay, then next decrement RCX. Now it has become 0, right? So since the content of RCX is now equal to 0, so we will not jump to up 3, right? Now I got 2-digit numbers present in the char answer, right? So I will call the macro to display these 2 numbers. So scall syswrite file descriptor for standard output device, that is monitor. This is the variable in which the 2-digit number is present, and since with the enter character or some vacant space we will be displaying this number, that is 3, right? And here we have displayed a space message. Okay, and now it will return back. After display, it will return back to the next instruction, which is for exit, okay. Now up to this we have seen that we have accepted the numbers which lies between 0 to 9. If we want to accept the numbers greater than 9, which lies between capital A to capital F, right? Capital A to capital F. At that time, I will repeat the same process once again. Suppose I have taken capital A and 2. So what is the ASCII hex value of capital A? It is 41H, right? So here 41H will be stored, and for 2, 32H will be stored, right? So I'm going to explain the accept procedure for same. So I have initialized RBX to 0, RAX to 0, RCX to 02H, right? Now we are going to first rotate the content of BX to the left. At the initial, since it is 0, so the most significant 0 will come to LSB, and LSB 0 will come to MSB, right? Now what are the content of AL? 41H, right? Now this 41H we are going see the content of RSI, copy it into AL. So AL mein what we have got, capital A, that is 41H. Compare with 39. Now this 41H is greater than 39. So jump if below equal next. This will not execute. What it will do? It will first execute subtract AL comma 07H. Subtract AL comma 07H. Okay. So here 41 H minus 30H, sorry, minus 07H first will be done. Right. So now we are going to do the hex subtraction. 41 minus 07, I got 3A. Subtraction जो होगा, that will be in terms of hexadecimal. In terms of hexadecimal. 3AH, right? Now, immediately after that, we are going to see what is the next instruction after subtract AL comma 07H. It is subtract AL comma 30H. So again we will subtract the content of AL with 30H. Now what is the current content of AL? It is 3AH. 3AH minus 30H. Now I got 0 capital AH. जो मैंने की प्रेस किया था कैपिटल A, तो वो यहाँ पे आ गया कैपिटल AH. Are you getting it, all of you? Now, so after that we have the instruction add BX comma AX, right? So here capital A will be there, and in BX I got capital A now, 000 capital A, right? Now the content of RBX has become capital A. So RCX 1 हो गया यहाँ पे, it is not equal to 0, right? So increment RSI, decrement RCX. Where RSI is pointing? RSI is pointing here. Now after increment we will jump here, right? Now the next value is 32H, right? Now RSI is pointing to 32H. And we have decremented RCX. Since this RCX is not equal to 0, repeat the loop again. Jump to label back. Scroll the content of BX by 4 bits. After rotation, क्या होगा यहाँ पे? It will be capital A 0, right? Now, after that, copy the content of RSI into AL. So AL will become 32H, right? Now this 32H compare with 39H, it is below 9. So jump if below or equal to label next. जब greater रहता है तब आपको 7 भी subtract करना है and 30 भी subtract करना है. Whenever there is a greater number which lies between capital A to capital F, you have to subtract 7 first and then you are going to subtract 30. Okay, if it is below, then you have to subtract only 30H. Okay. A0H. Then again AL, after rotation it has become A0H. AL is now 32H. So subtract this 32H from 30 since it is below 9. I got here 02H. Add the content. So this will be capital A0 plus this will be 2. So I got here 00 A2H. I hope the concept for accept and display has got clear. In for display also, the numbers which are greater than 9 we are going to first add 7 and after that we are going to add 30, right? Always keep it in mind, in accept we do ASCII hex to hex conversion. In that we compare with 39 and we subtract the values from 0, that is 30H, right? We subtract 0 from that value. In display we convert hex to ASCII hex, right? We compare with 9H and we add 30H into that number. Okay,